Welcome, guys. Welcome to the live. Welcome, guys. If you're here, we are just giving everybody, welcome, guys, a minute or two to log on and join us. Once this group fills up a little bit, we'll be sure to continue our wonderful streak of live Q&As, trying to get you updated and informed on a weekly basis. So we hope you'll be happy with what we have to say here. We're excited to get started. We're going to wait about 2-3 minutes, let everyone join, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Hey, Mark. Hey, everybody. Welcome, guys. Like I just said, we're gonna give it about a minute or two for everybody to log on. If you're new to this kind of platform, in the right-hand side of your video, you will see a little chat window. It is right there. You can type in questions, and Sarah and I will do our best to answer them as quickly as we can and get to everybody as well. So again, another minute or two to let people join up, and then we'll kick this thing off. Yeah, with things, you might have to sell it used. Hey, how's it going over there in the Netherlands? Welcome, guys. Welcome. Hey, Edwin, how's it going? Alright, guys, just another minute here, then we'll kick this thing off. Hello, everybody from all around the world. I know you have questions about when things are shipping. We'll dive into that. I'll also repeat myself at the very end. For those of you that don't know, we have an FAQ section on both our site and the Indiegogo page. A lot of questions that people write in are actually posted there. So if you haven't checked that out, please do so before typing something in. If it's still not there, then you're more than welcome. Ask us the questions here. But we're going to go ahead and kick this bad boy off. I'm Ben.
Sarah.
And we're here to deliver this little Q&A. So already before we dive in, I'm going to talk about shipping. I know that's a main thing on everybody's mind. When am I getting my bikes? Starting domestically here in the United States, the very first thing I want you to know is we have already delivered some bikes. We have some at the FedEx facility. They're having labels put on them, and they will start to go out. We have about 6 to 7 containers on the water and 2 more at the factory ready to go out, for a total in about 10 containers total coming to the United States. Each one of those containers has about 175 bikes in it, and we should be pushing them out every 4 days to every week and a half within that time frame. So that's for the United States. As far as it goes for everybody, when you're ready or about to receive a bike, we will reach out to you asking you to confirm the shipping address. Once we hear back from you, we'll be able to get your bike prepped, ready to go out within about 2 weeks from the point you very first get that email. And then you will get your tracking number when it's actually going out the door. To speak on the EU factory in general, right here, I know you guys have been wondering, hey, what's going on with us over here in Spain? I have a sheet right here. Basically, what's going on is at the factory, they're prepping for assembly. They have 83 employees there, all grouping up, sort of learning the processes and procedures to putting these bikes together. They have batteries, chargers, forks, and other components. Waiting on a few more containers, but they hope to be assembling these bikes within 2 to 3 weeks, so probably second week in November. Stuff rolling there, and then the turnover time once they're up and running is actually really quick. It takes under a week in the very beginning to build these bikes, and quicker as these processes are streamlined. We do not have a container coming to the to Canada yet. We're working on Australia, New Zealand. For those of you guys wondering, down there, we will be posting an update shortly. So that is what I have as far as shipping goes. I know there's still a lot of questions and things you guys are wondering. We will update you when we know things more certain. Right now, we can't give you any explicit dates because there's just too much out in the open. But that's where we are at this point in time. So without further ado, we're going to dive into your questions down here. If we skip over you, it means we're probably going to repeat back to it, or we've already answered it. So bear with us. If you don't get your question answered, hit us up at support@flx.bike. So here we go. All right, Sarah, you want to pick your favorite one? We'll go from there.
They're all my favorite. What about this? So the exact size of the belt. The measurements are on our website on the Babymaker page, right?
Yes.
So if you go to our website, you can search under the bike bar, or under the bike selection, and then we have a full size chart of all the measurements for the Babymaker. I'm going to be honest, I don't know the handlebar measurements offhand, but there is a chart on there that will tell you.
Guys, if you're wondering about your shipping date, right now we are about a month behind from what our projected date was. So again, what we sent you 7 months ago or 6 months ago was an estimate. We're doing our best we can to fulfill as many as bikes as possible. Know that we're working hard over here, but we are about 3 to 4 weeks behind. So if your original date said that you would get it in September, we're obviously in October right now. We're working to catch up. So
also, I have been getting a bunch of emails, people asking about their tracking information and saying that they got their tracking information, but that their bike hasn't moved and that they think it might be lost and that it was supposed to be delivered this day, but it's not there yet. So you will get your tracking information before your bike is shipped. The reason for that is we create the labels before they go out, so we can have the correct tracking information with the associated order. So you will get your tracking information quite a bit before your bike sends. And the reason we do that is just so you have your tracking information, and once it goes out, you can just automatically have it there and you can track where it's going directly from the factory. So if you have gotten it and it just says confirmed and it's not moving, don't worry. Your bike isn't lost. FedEx didn't lose it. We just give you your tracking information ahead of time.
And the reason we're doing that is we're trying to streamline every part of the process whenever we can. And one of the ways of doing so is we know exactly how many bikes we have coming on each container. So what we're doing is we're actually reaching out to you guys ahead of time, asking to confirm your address. We're prepping those labels. That's why you got that notification that Sarah said. And then we're just waiting on the bikes at that point, rather than get everything laying here and then have to work, from when we're behind. We're trying to do things ahead of time as quickly as possible. So that's why you may have gotten that tracking number. But there has been no movement on the bike itself.
And also, if you didn't get your tracking number, I've had some people report that some of these emails are going to spam. And if you put the incorrect email in, even if it was just a typo when you signed up for your Indiegogo account, that's where your tracking information would have been sent to.
Yeah, guys, so another thing, whatever email address you signed up through Indiegogo or used to purchase on our site is the email we will be reaching out to you guys. So you're going to want to make sure that is one you monitor closely. If it isn't, you can go into Indiegogo, log in, and then in your settings tab, there should be, something that says My Account, and then you can adjust your email address and that sort of thing for future correspondence.
Upgraded items. So all of the bikes will be coming with a kickstand. There was a 28 mile per hour upgrade, if I'm right. And then what other upgrades did we add? Bells.
I'm sorry, for what?
So upgraded, we added the kickstand, a bell for the stretch goals, kickstand, a bell.
Upgraded firmware for your
Yeah.
LCD. And then we unlocked it as well to 28 miles per hour. So
Depending on where you're located.
depending on where you're located, but yeah, those were the stretch goals that we provided for you guys.
You're looking good and fresh, Ben.
Oh, thank you guys. Nice clean tee on today. Feeling good. Wednesday, trying to get through the week. So someone asked, why can't you ship Canadian bikes to US and then FedEx to Canada? That would just be adding an extra step. Why not send an entire container? Or what we plan on doing is sending an entire container straight to Canada, have it unloaded at one of FedEx's locations there, and then distributed. Doesn't make sense to add another stopping point to then go up into Canada. So that's why we're doing that again. For you guys, internationally, Canada, as well as in Canada, New Zealand, Australia, we're working with our factory now to get a dedicated build for your bikes. That way we can load them up and get as many as we can to you guys in one straight shot. The reason we're doing that is to ship the bikes individually as they're ready to you guys. There would be an extra shipping charge of about $400 to $500. So what we're doing is we're grouping everything together and we're completing those builds at once. So those of you in Canada, Australia, New Zealand will be getting your bikes in big groups from here going forward. And we'll let you know the more dates as they come into fruition.
So these are all just Europe. We're going to touch base on the Europe shipments again, so we're just going to skip past those for now. We talked about it in the beginning of the video, and then we'll talk about it in the end too. You can hit that one, and then I'll hit the next one.
Mike's asking, are the brake levers going to be shipped attached to the handlebars on the droppers? No, we right now, the way it's going to work is the handlebars, whether you have the bull horns or the droppers, will not be attached to the bike. However, all the brake cables will have been run. You know, your caliper will be in place, so it will simply be mounting that that lever to the bar with its two screws. You don't need to do anything complicated, running any hydraulic hoses for the brakes or anything like that. It's a simple procedure to get them on those bars, but as I'm aware right now, no, they will not come attached on the upper or drop bars.
Do we have an estimate of how many bikes have been delivered versus ordered? I don't know exactly how many bikes were ordered. It was a lot, over 10,000, I think.
Yeah, and right now we've delivered almost close to 1,000 of them. Again, we're working real hard to get both factories up and running, so that number should increase as time goes on, but again, we'll keep you posted.
With these factories in play, we'll predict. So as of now, we don't expect anyone's bike to arrive sooner than your estimated shipping date. With that being said, we are doing everything that we can to get the bikes out as quickly as possible. There's a lot that goes into it, you know, but we're working as quickly as we can.
Yeah, and it benefits us to get these out as quickly as possible. Right now, it doesn't look like we'll be able to fulfill earlier, but who knows what will happen 3 to 4 months from now. The way it's been going so far in our factory in Shanghai is that we've actually streamlined the process. Any issues that you guys have had within, you know, the first 2 or 3 containers that were delivered, we've already relayed back. So our QC is top notch right now. They're actually getting quicker at producing those bikes in Shanghai since they've been doing it for several weeks now. I expect the same thing to happen in Spain as well. So we really are working hard to get you guys these bikes.
It looks like somebody commented back on this already, but I'm going to go ahead and hit it. We are not offering any other displays other than the one that comes on the Babymaker right now. So if you see the color display or any other displays on our website, those are for specific FLX models and not for the Babymaker. So if you order them, they won't work. Don't try it.
Yeah, guys, you really need with just electric bikes in general. A lot of parts you need to check compatibility with based on the brand of the motor, the battery, the control, the LCD. It's not as easy as just plug and play. So right now we only offer one LCD for that bike. So if you see something nice and shiny on Amazon or on our site, it's probably only compatible with another one of our models.
So, 'cause people are doing. 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 'Cause people are do Richard, depending on whether you order through Indiegogo or on our website, you won't get much as far as like updates for your bike specifically. We do we do send out regular updates via email, but once your bike is about to be shipped, you will get an email confirming your shipping address, and then your bike should be sent out within 2 to 3 weeks after that.
So that's a good way, guys, to gauge about where you're at in the process, is when you do receive that email asking to confirm your shipping address, you can safely assume we're within 2 to 3 weeks of actually moving your bike out. On our site right now, we have a sort of tracker. Right now, it only works for the United States, but we have estimated dates on when you can expect your bike based on when you ordered it. We'll be putting ones up for Europe as well as other countries as soon as we have a definitive or a more definitive answer to give you guys. Mel's asking, can you pull a child carrier behind the Babymaker? Yes, you can. We have a lot of people asking that. The two caveats are you want to make sure that it mounts to either the seat tube or the chain stays. The one thing about carrying a child that we do not recommend, or the two things actually, are that one, do not put them on the front handlebars of your Babymaker, and two, if you get a touring package, do not attach a child to the cargo rack. That's going to be the rack that's on the back of your bike. However, carriages that mount to the seat tube or chain stays are fine to put on your Babymaker.
Raymond, so far we have sent out about 1,000 bikes. Just remember, your order number doesn't exactly mean where you are in line. There's order numbers for touring packages, so I wouldn't gauge when you're going to arrive when your bike is going to arrive on that. So we have a chart on our website. You can kind of see the estimated month according to when you ordered, and that's just an estimation for now. Like Ben said earlier, a good way to gauge when your bike is going to arrive is we will send you an email confirming your address, and then another email with your tracking information, and then your bike will be sent 2 to 3 weeks after that. So I would not ignore your number, but that doesn't really mean.
Yeah. Paul asked, we will be buying fenders for the Babymaker. What size should you go for? As far as size goes, you want to get something that will fit a road bike tire. It's the very skinny tire. One thing to look at is to see that the fenders we're using, for example, are universally mounted, meaning they can fit on most road bikes. There are these rubber grommets that actually attach to the front forks, and it's not a custom build for strictly the Babymaker. If you wanted to buy your own third-party fenders, that would be fine. Just make sure they mount to the front forks and the seat tube of the bike, and you should be fine pretty much with anything you get. The style, color, that's kind of up to you, but as long as they're universally mounted, or it says that, they'll be able to fit on the Babymaker.
Are you sure the brakes won't be attached?
Ryan's asking, do the droppers have tape around the brakes? That's something I need to do because the brakes aren't mounted. Though they don't come mounted. I think the bars come pre-wrapped, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that for you.
And if you weren't able to find the specific measurements that you were looking for on our website and need something further, once we get more bikes in the shop and stuff, we will be adding more measurement stuff to our website.
And another thing is we hope to have a 19-inch frame in the shop shortly, within the next week or two. There have been a lot of questions of people wanting to see a side-by-side comparison of the larger bike next to the smaller bike, so we are going to get that done as soon as we get it in. We'll actually put some people in there with their height for reference as well, so you can kind of gauge the size. People have been asking about that, so we'll do that shortly. Krista says, I need both my bikes right away to show my friends. If we get it, we know. We actually have employees here who have ordered them, and they're waiting just as eagerly as you guys are. Yes, Sarah got one. Alice got one. We have several people here waiting, and we want to show them off just as badly, guys. Oh, Ed's asking, have we gotten any? No, we haven't gotten any bikes right away yet either. We are putting you guys ahead of that, ahead of us, we should say. So fingers are crossed that after a couple months we'll be able to get one of our own. But you guys are the priority right now.
Frederick, as of now, the F5 is only available in the United States. But with that being said, FLX is always trying to grow, and we're looking for new opportunities. I don't think we have any plans to bring the F5 to Europe in the near future, but if you want to just keep an eye on our website, if it does become available in other countries, it'll be on there.
Kyle's asking about LCD in the sunlight. It's actually not too hard to see. Where you will be in effect is if you're in direct sunlight and you're wearing polarized glasses. Sometimes the LEDs on there aren't as visible. So our solution would be you might have to take a peek off your glasses, but in direct sunlight with nothing covering your eyes, you should be able to see that LCD just fine.
Your battery, sorry, Christina, your battery shouldn't rust over time. I mean, it might if you leave it in a damp area, or if it gets wet and it's left wet, but it won't rust just from sitting, I don't think. But
No.
you do want to make sure that if you're leaving your battery, that it's at least 85% of the way charged. If you leave your battery sitting without a charge, it will ruin it.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about batteries, rusting, or I think what you're referring to is corroding. If you are, like Sarah said, gonna leave it sit, you want to make sure it is charged to full. When it's not, or if you let it, it's kind of like a cell phone. If you let it die and it sits on 0 for a while, the next time you charge it back up, it's not going to be able to reach its full capacity or its full potential that it once did. So the battery on the Babymaker is really nice, integrated to the frame. You should never have to mess with it at all. The one caveat that we say is, if you are going to ride your bike for a span of a week or two, anything longer than that, you want to make sure it's got a full charge if you're going to let it sit, just for good general battery health.
So, Derek, if your estimated shipping date was October on Indiegogo, we're trying our best to get bikes out according to their shipping month. But depending on where you are and what frame you got and all sorts of things like that, it can vary. So like I said earlier, the best way to gauge when your bike's coming is we will send you a couple of emails, one confirming your address and another with your tracking information, and then you should expect your bike to ship about 2 to 3 weeks from then.
All right, guys, another 5 minutes here, then we're gonna wrap it up. Again, I'm gonna touch on Europe shipping as well as you guys in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand at the very end here. So I'm not skipping over your question to ignore it, but just because I'm gonna answer it here shortly. Where was I? Danny, if you order the touring package and one complete step with your bike on Indiegogo, we will not be able to refund that touring package. If you have any questions on whether you did that or not, send us an email to support@flx.bike and we'll get back to you.
Also, with that being said, Ben, we can't make any order adjustments on Indiegogo after 10 days. The reason for that being is after those 10 days are done, your order is locked and the funds are transferred over to the factory. So I can't even go into Indiegogo to make that refund. So we can't make refunds after 10 days.
We don't have a catalog of what we have coming in 2021, but we are planning on releasing a few things. So stay tuned. We will be putting out a lot more media. The reason we've been so quiet is because, like I said, our main focus right now is you guys and the Babymakers. There are some projects we have running in the background, but 85% of our focus is fulfilling these orders and getting you guys riding. 2021 does look great. We are looking to expand and grow and that sort of thing. So stay tuned for stuff on that.
So as far as the UK customers and taxes on that, there shouldn't be an extra $500 charge. They will be coming from a Spain factory, so you won't be taxed like it's coming from China. So you can look into the customs and the customs charge there, but it shouldn't be that much.
All right, last question before I circle back to the shipping information. Ernie's asking, is it okay to charge the battery at any charge level? Does the battery have memory? We actually encourage you to charge it anytime the battery gets below about 75%. We really don't even recommend you riding it at anything lower than about 20%. So as far as charging it goes, you're going to want to do it not after every ride, but like I said, once it gets below that 75%, it's always good to get it back up to full. So like I mentioned, we're going to circle back now to Europe. Canada, we are working on getting the factory to produce about 2 to 3 dedicated containers worth of bikes to send to you guys. We're still around a month out on that, but that's about where we are for you. Australia and New Zealand, we currently have the factory working on a dedicated batch of bikes for you guys. Like I mentioned, we're going to be sending those out by containers rather than individually. Hope to give you an update on more of that in about 2 weeks. And then for those of you waiting on your bike in Europe, our Spain factory, we've been in close contact with them. They're really prepping things up. As of yesterday, we know that they got 8 employees currently going through the assembly process and that sort of thing, getting trained up on QC, how to assemble it, what to look for, and that sort of thing. And in addition to that, they've started to unload and categorize all the components for the build, batteries, chargers, forks, motors, wheels, the different items for silver bikes, that sort of thing. And then within the next week or two, they hope to start building those bikes. And then once they start, the turnover with all the people and everything they have going on there should only be about 3 days from when they start building a bike to when it's rideable. So big things coming here for you guys in the EU. We got things settled with customs, so the train's moving along those tracks. But again, we apologize for the delays. Things have been pretty wild, not just with us, but the world in general lately. So we're doing everything we can to get you guys these bikes in a timely fashion. So we just ask for your patience and thank you for all your support. Sarah, do you have anything before we sign off here?
The only thing that I was going to add, I'm not sure if this has been talked about yet. So we do have a new customer support system. It's a lot better than the one that we were using before. It makes it easier to connect with our riders, and it makes information easier for you guys to access. So if you haven't gotten a chance to check out our new help center on our website, you can go to our website, which is just flx.bike. And I believe the tab's called help or support up in the upper right hand corner. And a lot of these questions can be asked there, and it gives riders a way to connect with us easier. So yeah, I encourage everyone to check out our new support system. I think that's all that I had to add.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. We've been able to increase our response time. Decrease it. You don't wait as long as you used to get a response for that. We've actually cut it in about half. So it's a great new system. It's able to categorize everyone's correspondence, and we can look up orders quicker, faster, more efficiently. So not only does it help us do our job on our end, but if you guys have questions, a lot of times, or what we've done is we've made it easy to navigate and actually been able to provide instantaneous responses to many of your questions, so you don't have to wait on a response for us. But that's all we have for you today, guys. We hope to be making some big announcements within the next coming weeks for all of you guys in Europe and that sort of thing. Domestically, we're still rolling. We're still putting out bikes. You guys will be next. Please don't feel like you're being left out. We're trying to get you up and riding as quickly as you can. But thank you guys so much for now. Again, support at flx.bike. If your question wasn't answered, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. But thank you guys for watching. We'll do another one next week.
Yep, next week.
Stay tuned, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thanks again.